Hey everyone, it's Angela with Create Your Future. Happy Saturday and thank you for being here, guys. So in our video today, I have a personal success story that I'm really excited to share with you. It is a perfect example of everyone as you pushed out and thought transmission and how these things are happening instantly and all the time. This is how your whole reality, your whole life is unfolding. It is through your thoughts transmitting and everyone as you pushed out, okay? So I'm just going to jump right into the story. So just a little while back, I was driving through my hometown here, and I passed the college where I went to school many years ago. And as I was driving past the university, I began to think about one of my very close friends when I was going to school. And I was thinking just in a very casual, easy way, I wonder what she's doing now. We have lost contact. We haven't been in touch for many years, probably since college. So I was wondering, I would love to reconnect with her. I wonder what she's doing now. I wonder how she is. I wonder what her life has been like. And I knew that she had moved out of state, that she was married, she had children. I knew that her parents had passed away. And as far as I knew, she didn't have any family members in our community. And so I just thought for a few minutes very pleasantly about this friend, very easily and effortlessly. I wasn't thinking from the perspective of, oh my goodness, how can I get in touch with her? Oh my goodness, I don't know what her married name is. How in the world can I reconnect? I was just thinking how lovely it would be to reconnect with her. How much fun we had when we went to school together. How much I enjoyed our time together at the university, right? I was thinking in a very positive, just a happy, easy way about this friend. I did that for just a few minutes and then I let it go. I moved on and continued as I was driving through town, focused on everything else that I was doing during the day, right? Well, probably within a week, I guess this happened probably within a week, I was out and about and I was shopping in a store. I looked up and there was my friend, the one that I had been thinking about just several days earlier. And I went over and spoke to her and we reconnected and it was amazing. We spent just a few minutes talking. We exchanged our contact information and we plan to reconnect and spend more time together. But guys, that was an instant manifestation, right? Like less than a week, I saw the results of my thoughts show up in my reality. And what I want you to know is that instantly, when you begin to think about something, you are putting the signal out to the universe, to God, to your highest self, that this is the experience that you would like to have. Whenever you put attention on something, you're saying, give me more of this. I would like to experience this. And instantly, when you begin to think about something, things are happening behind the scenes that you have no idea about. Instantly, things are shifting, moving, so that you are going to come into an alignment with the experience that you want to have. Now, I had no resistance to this, right? I didn't think about the fact that, her parents are no longer living and they're not in this community. I didn't think about the fact that, as far as I know, she doesn't have any family members in this community. I didn't think about the fact that she lives in another state, that I don't know her last name. I didn't think about any of that. I just pleasantly thought about how nice it would be to see her again, how I would enjoy catching up with her, how I would be so happy to have her contact information so that we could reconnect and continue to stay in touch. I thought about it from that perspective. Now, we didn't have anything negative in our past relationship. We had a very good friendship, so there wasn't any negative story coming into that. I just remembered, being great friends with her and having a great time with her. So there was nothing there in my mind to create a block. It was easy and effortless, and everything wants to come through you that way. Literally, every desire that you have wants to show up in a very easy and effortless way. The only reason that there is a delay is because we create a story, we create blocks within us that cause the delay to show up, right? So what that might look like is if you want to manifest your specific person. And so you think about being with them. You think about what you want. I want a happy, healthy relationship. I want a committed relationship. I want to have a fulfilling, lasting relationship with my SP. That's everything that I ever wanted in a relationship. And you think about that, focus on that, and then your mind begins to rehash some story that is not in alignment with that. So your mind might pull in a fact that you see in the 3D that says, oh, but there's a third party. Or my SP broke up with me and doesn't want to talk to me. Or my SP moved out of state. And so your attention goes to that, and that immediately now has moved in a block, right? Because you put attention on some negative story. So what we have to do is remember to focus only on the story that we prefer. And when we begin to go into that negative story, gently pull ourselves back and remind yourself that doesn't matter. That's not where I'm going. That's not relevant because my thoughts are creating. Everyone is me pushed out, and I've decided I'm with my specific person. The old story doesn't matter. What I see right in front of me in the 3D doesn't matter, because remember, the 3D cannot create. It is only your alignment with it by putting attention on it that is then creating. So you pull yourself back time and time again to the fact that my thoughts are creating. It's all moving through me, and I'm focusing on what I want. I'm focusing on the outcome that I want. I'm focusing on the story that I want. I'm focusing on the version of my specific person that I want. And this applies to everything. Money, right? You can think about, I want this amount of money in my checking account, but you might get online and look at your checking account and see a negative balance. You have to remind yourself that is not going to affect what you do want, right? What I do expect is I have more than enough money. You're speaking to that version of money in your reality. There's more than enough. So you have to continually and gently pull yourself back internally to an alignment with what you do want. Because when you do that, there are things happening behind the scenes to bring this money in. You don't know what's going on. You have no idea what might be taking place to bring the money in. So you continually bring your thoughts back to what you do want, right? The 3D wants to get your attention. The 3D wants you to focus on things external. But guys, pull your attention back and think about what you do want. Try to be lighthearted about it, right? Think about pleasant things. If you have had a great relationship with your SP, but then a time where there was some fighting and a breakup, and now you're wanting to be back with them, move your thinking back to that time when things were good, when it was lighthearted, when it was easy. Bring that experience back into your next moment by putting attention there, right? Let go of that part that's not there to serve you, that part that wasn't happy, that part that you didn't like. Let go of that and put your attention on what you do want, right? It wants to come into your reality. Everything wants to show up for you so easily and effortlessly. And this is just a great example of how something can show up so quickly, right? I didn't have to plan anything. I didn't have to search for her online. I didn't have to see if I could find another friend that maybe knew what her married name was. I didn't have to do any of that. It just showed up. There she was within a week. That's how quickly anything and everything can show up. And there's a part of this when you're intentionally wanting to manifest, right? So I wasn't even thinking of this from a perspective of wanting to manifest it. I just, in a very general way, thought how nice this would be to see her again and catch up. But when you're intentionally wanting to manifest, you need to really pull in that faith and remind yourself it is working. I made the decision to have this experience. It is working. I trust, I have faith, I believe, and then let it go. Let it go and move on and do something else, because you're leaving your thoughts and your energy and your focus on that outcome that you prefer when you move on and think about something else, right? You're not letting your mind kind of unravel it and think about all the what ifs or the reasons why it's not going to show up for you. So, guys, I hope that that is encouraging for you, and just a reminder that things start moving instantly whenever you have a thought. And if you can relax, if you can trust, if you can go about your day, live your life, have enjoyment and pleasure and fun and other things, boom, it just shows up and there it is. Easily, effortlessly. Your desire wants you, the universe or your highest self wants to bring those things into you so quickly, immediately, right? So begin to remind yourself that I trust, I have faith, I'm calm, I'm confident. I know that this desire is coming to me. I trust it and I believe it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I do want to tell you, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, there are links down below to sign up for some coaching. I'd love to help you manifest your desire. Also, I have a course out, Awaken to I Am. So if you'd like to check that out, that is also down below in the links. All right, guys, I will see you next Saturday. Bye.